Hi Rahul. First of all, liberal intellectual. The phrase itself is an oxymoron. But let's come back to the topic. Look, there are four issues here. Number one, first of all, I must say that I thank the Indian government for taking this up with the UK government and speaking up for the Hindus. It's a welcome change and it's high time. And this is not about interfering in the internal affairs of another government. Look, whenever our government has stood up for the Palestinian people, the Indian Muslims have applauded it, haven't they? The Indian Muslims want our government to stand up to China and criticize the internment of 1.5 million Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps. They are being fed pork. They have been forcibly sterilized. Uyghur Muslims. So shouldn't India talk about them? So this bunkum about let's not interfere in the internal affairs, I think that's just complete baloney. Number two, before I come to the UK, I want to look at Bangladesh because I want to give you the scale of the problem. Because honestly speaking, Hindus are the new Jews worldwide. If you really want to be blunt about it, from 29.5% in 1931 to 9.5% in 2011 to what many census officials believe is less than 8% in 2019, might even be 6%. The Hindu population of Bangladesh or erstwhile East Pakistan has dwindled decade on decade. And to add to the misery, 11.3 million Hindus were forced to flee between 1964 and 2013. 2.4 million perished in the 1970-71 genocide. As many as 1.2 million Hindu families have been dispossessed of 2 million acres of land. 12.6 million is the current Hindu population of Bangladesh, and if the trend continues, there will be none left in 30 years. And the recent spate of that false Quran controversy, of terrible violence, rape, murder, looting, arson, temple destruction. It was a pointer, Rahul, to an ominous future for the Hindus there. Do we have to wait till we have to airlift the last Hindu from Bangladesh like we did from Afghanistan? What we don't realize is that Bangladesh and Pakistan will soon go the way of Afghanistan. And hopefully the UK won't. But one can't be sure the way things are panning out. Now let me come to number three, the UK. Rahul, the Islamists and their leftists and Darbari lapdogs try and get at Hinduism using the pretext of A, playing victim, both nationally and internationally, and B, targeting Hindutva and claiming it is distinct from Hinduism. Just note in all those clips we've been seeing over the last 3 or 4 days, how many times those Islamists, albeit Pakistani Muslims, mentioned the word Hindutva. It is a pre-planned strategy. And you remember the international support during the anti-CAA protests for all those hate-filled bigots blocking streets illegally for no rhyme or reason except to display a show of strength. All that tera mera rishta kya, la ilaha illallah, Hinduon se azadi, kafiron se azadi, all that was for domestic Hindu media. That forms the core. And that is then very quickly transmitted internationally into all those worldwide global conferences saying we want to dismantle Hindutva. Now let me come to B very finally.